guys, Curtis with Gray and Patina, and this is kind of a special episode because we just hit 10,000 followers, so we want to thank you guys first and foremost for following us. I know we're trying to squeeze out a lot of content right now, but we've been a bit behind. As you can see behind me here, we're trying to tidy up our offices and get everything in the studio set up so that we can get content out to you guys more regularly. But I do want to have a weekly roundup of what's come in for next week before it hits the site. So let's get into it. 1680 Submariner. This one is just a very unique example of a 1680 sub. We're seeing prices on these Plexidome crystals variants come up in the $12,000 to $14,000 range. We're seeing maybe pumpkin examples in the $16,000 to $18,000 range. That's really where the cutoff is for at least white submariners. The red variants of these 1680s will typically start in the $18,000 range and all the way up to $40,000, $50,000 for a nice tropical example. What I love about late 70s sport Rolex models, if you guys haven't already caught on, is the plot sizes are a little bit bigger than their earlier counterparts. So I personally prefer the white subs over the red subs simply because of the larger plot sizes in the later 70s era 1680s. This particular example is very special because if you look at the bezel on this, it's faded into this, it's definitely not ghost, but it's like a lavender grayish hue. And we've only had maybe two 1680s that have had this type of insert come up. So this is a very, very cool watch, and I don't expect it to last very long. But the other noteworthy features are that it's a Mark II dial. The lume variation on the plots are a little bit more yellow than your standard 1680s that you'll typically find. So that balance between that palette of kind of a neutral lavender tone against the yellow just makes this watch really, really pop. But I don't want to spend too much time on this. We have three other subs, I would say, that we're going to get into. This, the next one coming up here is 000, or the nickname is a 000, and it's 168000. What's notable about this, and some of you guys have seen our previous episodes where we talked about where this slots into the sub transitional range, is that this comes right after the 16800 and right before the 16610. So it actually retains the same movement as the 16800, but it houses a different type of steel that the 16610 watches eventually transition to. So this truly makes it a very unique proposition within that Submariner lineup. And you probably haven't heard of them or haven't seen too many of them because they were only made for about a year and a half to 2 years. So definitely really rare. This one, the dial is matting out into kind of a cool tropical brown. But you'll see this on the site along with the rest of the subs here. Then moving on, I'm going to introduce these two at the same time because they're both 16610s. The first one we have up here is a very, very, very clean, slightly faded blue insert with a really nice yellow patina. And the counterpart to that is a watch that we previously sold. And the owner had another investment that he wanted to make, so we were happy to purchase this one back. This is, if you look on our site, I think we nicknamed this one the Spitfire because it's the complete opposite of this watch. It's the insert's faded into a maroonish brown insert, and the dial has, I don't know what other words to describe it other than just deep, deep patina throughout the dial and hands. Both these watches couldn't be any more different visually, but what makes them so unique, and this reference, the 16610 so unique, is that these are still tritium dials. These are still tritium watches, and I think the last of truly what is considered vintage Rolex, for me at least. I think once you get into the Luminova type dials, there's less variations, less variances between the watches. And even watches that were produced in the same reference, in the same, near the same years, how they can have such different lives and produce, you know, such different visual cues. I really think that if you guys are looking to make an investment or pick up a fun watch, you know, in that $7,000 to $13,000 range, and I know that's a big range, but there's so much fun stuff that you can find that is neo-vintage in this time period that has a lot of variation. And I think that's a worthy time period to get into, just simply because a lot of people have slept on it for quite some time. So that's the kind of lineup that we've procured thus far. We have a lot of watches that are with our watchmaker right now that are on the way or in staging to be on the site. So bear with us. You know, we're here to answer any questions you may have. Feel free to give us a call, DM, or shoot us an email. But otherwise, look forward to a really cool video coming soon. Maybe next week, Paul? Okay, cool. All right, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.